Welcome back to art class. This is week 3 with Andy Warhol's picture that we're making. We are using a couple of things that we learned along the way to make our Andy Warhol picture. In the background, we're using our 3 primary colors, red, blue, yellow. And in the background on the bottom, we're using our 3 secondary colors, purple, green, and orange. Okay. Today, we're going to continue on and actually finish this project up, and we're going to be using watercolors for this project to finish it up. So you're going to need your watercolors, you're going to need a brush, you need some water. Crayons might be handy if you find yourself having a little white space that you need to take care of. I always have a pencil and eraser handy just in case. I don't foresee needing it today, but it's always handy. Okay, so how are we going to color these hands? Well, they're not going to be super difficult, but there is a little bit of thinking that has to happen. What I want is to throw in one more little complication. We learned about primary, we learned about secondary, and now we're going to learn about a group of colors called complementary colors. And complementary colors are just like color opposites. So like most of us know that black and white are an opposite. Okay? Well, red actually has an opposite color to it, and it really creates a lot of interest when they're next door to each other. So that's how we're going to do it. So I need you to find the red hand wherever it happens to be. So it should be somewhere on the top. Mine happens to be here. And what we're going to do is the opposite of red is green, so its complementary color is green. So I'm going to get some green, wet, our watercolors need water to work. And then I'm going to take my green and I am going to carefully fill in my hand. Now, what's really great that we learned with our last project several weeks ago was that watercolor and crayons don't mix very well. So when you get close to the edge, you should be okay. The wax should be all right and keep the crayon, the watercolor from sticking to the crayon. Will it soak into the paper a bit? Yes, it will. That's just the nature of this kind of paper. Okay, rinse out my brush. Okay, next, I want to go to the blue here. Okay, so find your blue on the top row. Okay, and I'm doing blue's complementary color or color opposite is orange. So if you're a Bears fan, complementary color are what they use. Rinse out your brush, move on to the yellow. So find your yellow up here, and yellow, the opposite of yellow is violet. Violet is usually, when you do the watercolors, some people have trouble seeing it. It's usually next to the blue, and then the next color is usually black or brown next to that. So if you're not sure, get this extra piece of paper out and test it. Don't test it on your project. Get an extra piece of paper out and test it. Okay, so the top row's done. And since we did the top row, it should be pretty easy to figure out the bottom row. Because if, for example, let's go back to this one here. If the opposite of yellow is purple, then the opposite of purple then is yellow. So So when you're working with the yellow, make sure your brush is extra, extra, extra clean because it's so bright. So on your bottom row, find your purple, then get your yellow watercolor ready. Okay. Here we got green, so the opposite of green is red, because if you look up here, that's how it is. So I'm gonna add some water to my red. Now, unfortunately with watercolors, sometimes the reds come out more of a pinkish color, and that's okay, I will understand. It's pretty normal for watercolors. Mine is doing actually pretty good. Okay, I have one left. And the opposite of orange, if you look up here, orange blue, so this is blue. Okay, then what I need you to do is let this dry, then snap a photo of it so I can put it in the grade book. And we're all done with this one. Hope you have a great week. Bye.